What's up, guys? The Minecraft Days, and well, this is gonna be a random video on something I wanted to do. Pretty much. And it's gonna be on stuff that I have. I don't mind that. Get this out of the way. Basic point is, it's like rescuing people while avoiding for every level you use this. You don't need to use it right away, but to move is using this. And it changed the volume, I think. Yep, it is. Just if you have one that looks like this, then you're good. The second thing, if you recognize this, then you'll probably know it's like a slot machine. It's like your own thing of gambling. And at times, it can happen. Anytime you get a blank, then that means you've got a... It's not completely game over unless this number on the top left, that it's going down slowly. It's like, if that reaches 0, then pretty much you're screwed on that. It's like your own pocket version of gambling. Now for this one, you might remember this if you're... You might recognize something like this if you've played something that's gambling, or like, it's like a poker thing. So there are 3 different modes. One, there's nothing. See this number on the top left? That's 2s. You press it again, it goes to bonus. You press it again. For the sake of things. So you might have a chance. Not always. Could get a chance of getting it straight, but it's not going to happen. You might want to keep 1 card. You see this example already? Now if that was a diamond, you would have seen something. So for the 2s, if you see 2 numbers and a 2 numbers that are the same, you're guaranteed to win, unless you do something. And if you see 2 of these, or 3 or 4, and getting it straight. Now bonus. I got 2 pair. like you might have a chance. Three queens, you're guaranteed. Okay, if you have three of the same number on any mode, you're guaranteed. Something like this, you might want to keep the highest card. If there's nothing else, you might want to keep a card, because this may happen. This button here goes to score and hand. That changes sound. And that's it for this one. Now the last one before getting to the actual things. Yep. You might have played this as a kid. Not the electronic thing. Just for the sake of it, I'll do 7 letters. Nope. I know what this is. It's like one of the sounds for winning. Now, this is not easy to win. Well, it's easier than most other Hangman games I've played. Your score depends on how much of this you filled. So if you filled everything except for one of this, you only get a few points. But if you solve it with only a few of this, on the right hand side is the Hangman himself. If you fill him all the way, it's game over, you lose points. But if you don't fill him all the way, if you fill him like kinda close, you won't get many points. But if you fill him before he even gets to this, like if you've only gotten like 2 or 3, you get more points. So that's the basic thing of Hangman. Now for the true stuff. Game Boy Advance. And you'll recognize the other 4 in the background. The joys of the Game Boy Advance. So if you've gotten one like me, here's the D-pad. This is an L button. Here's the R button. Since I don't have a cover, see, it is a Game Boy Advance. You can press select. Might be hard to see without colors, so that might be an issue. Pressing start. Since I'm showing Super Mario Advance as well. So if you have any of the Super Mario Advance games, it'll always show this. Yes, the arcade game. That showed what Mario Brothers looked like. Oh, it's a classic version. Pressing B brings you to there. This right here turns it on and off. This changes the volume, but since this one has issues, I'm not turning it all the way up high to the maximum. And it feels more comfortable than its newer model. A predecessor to the DS, pretty much. Now, this is not the first handheld of Nintendo's to feature something like this or dual screens, which I'm going to show you soon. Just like its predecessor, it does the same exact thing, except there's another button on here. This one allows you to turn the light into the original, or you can use it to pretty much make it brighter, because the SP is still featured L and R buttons. But there's this new thing right here. Can you guess what it is? No, it's a Game Boy Advance charger. Oh yeah, the cartridges. So I'm featuring a Game Boy Advance cartridge. They're not as big as the Nintendo 64 or the Super Nintendo cartridges, but they are bigger than the ones used in newer handhelds and the Nintendo Switches. Oh, this is how to turn it on. You might have seen it. Because pretty much it's brighter. You can change the brightness with this. So you can't read it? Now you can. Although it might have a shorter battery life. D-pad is the same. Start and select are the same. A and B are the same. It's a clamshell design, and it's easier to hold. Now for my next one, since it has issues with its sound, I can't play. Oh, I have the brightness at max. It's still pretty bright with the darkest setting. So you've got your DS game. But it's not the only thing. Now if I take that Game Boy Advance game that I just put back into the Game Boy Advance SP and put it in here, assuming it does load. It's Game Boy Advance game. You've got Picto Chat. It's also a touchscreen too. I don't know why it instantly shuts down like that. You've got DS Download Play, which works. I can easily see one reason why this thing sold over 150 million copies. You've got settings, like options, language, set up what it could be if a DS card or a game pack. This one here is to change language, and the one on the right is Game Boy Advance. On the top is the calendar. Is the calendar. Below it is the time, and the right of it is. Okay, below it the calendar's alarm. The right of it is time. Above it, this one is... Okay, the top one... Okay, the top one is color. The one on the left is birthday. The middle is like a... Okay, on the right is a message. The one in the middle is user information. And this one, it's like a calibration. So, what does it look like? It has its headphone jack in here. You can change the volume with this, assuming yours still works with volume. L and R buttons are bigger than the Game Boy Advance's. You've got your DS card. For example, you can put it in. You've got your Game Boy Advance slot. Now the DSi, which sadly I don't have, and I really wished I could review it. So you've got your D-pad, just like the... Doesn't see a noticeable size difference. The only thing I could really say it's different is the A and B buttons, which now include X and Y. Start and select. So it's more of a true handheld Super Nintendo. Could have worked with the Super Mario 64 could have worked with the Super Nintendo, but we got start and select. Now size comparison. It's less bulky than the Game Boy Advance SP or the Game Boy Advance itself. It's easier to use. It's a slim version. With the Game Boy Advance, battery power depends on this light. The light is moved over here. And the light right here onto... Since I've done every single one, I've done it every single... Nope. I haven't done every single one. Now the power buttons for both. Okay, the Nintendo 3DS. You've got your L, you've got your R. You've got a slot for 3DS games. Also works with DS and DSi physical copies. You've got the volume, which is roughly in the same place as its newer model. Battery, now the power shows over here. So it might be a bit harder to see this. Battery power. But something that is introduced in here, unless you have a DSi, is voila, internet. You could disable this too, if you want. Not sure why would you. Got your 3D slot. It looks awful in the camera. And for the sake of this video, yeah. You've got basic applications. Since my issue trying to get in this application will crash it. Now, older versions did not have a manual for this one. Now, these were downloadable. Okay, these two were downloadable. you've got game notes, friends list, notifications, and internet browser. But in the versions that are after this, you also have Miiverse. On this top corner is right here. You can change to make it look like neater or something. It's also touchscreen compatible. But here's the big change theme, save load. This wasn't here in the older versions. In the newest versions, it now shows Amiibo settings in 3DS image share. You've got this home button, select, start. But this time it has a circle pad. Now the DS and all other handhelds before the 3DS did not have a circle pad. Nor did it not use a button for power. Now compared to the DS, its button placement is a little different, but it's pretty much the almost exact same locations, except for A, B, and X, and Y are pretty much in the same exact location. L and R are in the same locations. The D-pad is roughly lowered a bit. Alright, now compare this to my new. So, okay, the newer models of the 3DS include a C-stick, colored buttons like the Super Famicom controller. This is moved to the bottom, so is the 3DS game slot. Oh yeah, it also is. Even the 3DS and the DS have chargers, but ZL and ZR. Now pushing it. It's roughly in the same place. Now differences besides size is the location where start and select are now like the DS is start and select. And the fact that the C stick is used. Like anyone reads this anymore. Oh yeah, what's this feature that the DS and this is an exclusive feature, but it's not going to show well in here. So something that rotates around. You blow on it and it's great. What's also great about this, removing a game card does not crash it. This is an example of what a 3DS game card looks like. I'll show you more applications. This is discontinued. Netflix Save Data Transfer Tool. And the newly Swap Doodle, and there's an update available. Folders. That's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up. If you're new, you can subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. I decided a super long video would be great, and goodbye for real. I don't have anything.